we are recently removed from National Signing Day. And National Signing Day, of course, is the biggest day on the recruiting calendar. It's the first day that players can sign their national letter of intent to play in college. But it is not necessarily the end-all, be-all day for recruiting. Some of the top prospects delay their signing for a number of reasons. Some of them are academic. Some of them are otherwise. Others are just kind of waiting to see, what comes down the pike, what happens. But another one is that some kids just go under-noticed. Some kids don't get the spotlight that they necessarily need to get noticed.
Yeah.
And as a result, there is a particular camp, let's call it a showcase,
Yes.
let's say, that gives kids an opportunity to get in front of coaches. One of them going down Saturday at the Houston Sports Park. It's the
Best one in the state.
The 9th annual Greater Houston Senior Football Showcase. And the man behind it, one of the men, I won't give him full credit, but one of the men behind it is Philip Camp. He joins us now. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well, guys. How are you guys doing?
We are
Great.
doing excellent. I know that you are gearing up for this weekend, and I imagine that with as many kids and as many coaches as you're going to have down there at the Houston Sports Park, it's pretty busy around your neck of the woods.
A little bit busy, but we have a great board, and you're right. I'm not the one. I'm the president of it, but Kobe Roden does all the logistical stuff, and that's everything that I would not want to do. And Chris Vaughn and Bob Hubble and Cam Crow and Daniel Knight. I mean, I have a great board and just getting ready to get after it.
It should be fun. It's going down Saturday at the Houston Sports Park. You are a former high school football coach and a guy who knows the ins and outs of recruiting. Why is an event like this? Why is an event like the Greater Houston Senior Football Showcase so important?
Well, one, it's free. We will never charge the high school players, and we will never charge the coaches. We're not a recruiting service, and we're kind of like, we see a need, and we want to fill that need. We want to give our kids a chance to go to college. The second reason is there's a lot of kids in the inner city. I coached at Houston Milby, inner city school. Kids have great grades. Kids have great test scores, but, unfortunately, we're in the district with Lamar and Bel Air and West Side and it's all these good schools that go to the playoffs, and we don't have that many players. I mean, we don't have that many students. We're a 6A school. We're the smallest 6A school in the state. And, when you don't win a whole bunch of games every year, college coaches don't come by. But the schools like Texas Lutheran and Austin College and Howard Payne and Sul Ross, they play great football, and they get a college education. Well, I had an idea when I was coaching in South Texas at Poteet. I would get these postcards. This was before email. Postcards from schools, Sterling and Tabor and Kansas Wesleyan. Hey, Coach, we're going to be down at one of the hotels in South San Antonio. Bring your kids by. So we would do that, and they would talk to them about the school, and then they would set up trips. So we were thinking about this 9 years ago, and had a young man. His name is Isain Garcia. Kid was 6'4", 290 pounds, had a 4.25 GPA on a 4-point scale, and a 1150 math verbal, and nobody was taking a look at him. So Kobe and I got together, and we went to our athletic director at that time, which was Darrell Wade, and we asked if we could do this. So we had the first showcase at Milby High School with 180 kids just from HISD and 12 colleges.
Yeah.
And over $3 million worth of scholarships and grants and aid were given out that day.
That's remarkable.
And we said, well, that could be a pretty good deal. Yeah. Chris Vaughn, who was the president of the Houston Touchdown Club, I brought him because he's a good friend of mine. And he looked at me and goes, Phil, if one of these kids gets a scholarship offer, then this is worth its weight in gold. I looked at him and said, Chris, we've already got 50. So we got the Touchdown Club involved, and we got then the Texans came involved the next year, and we've had it at their place the last 7 years. but they're having a regional combine this year, so we had to move about a mile and a half south.
It's a big time event. There's going to be football coaches from D2, D3, and NAIA institutions over there. And I think you make an outstanding point that for the guy who is the 5-star blue chip prospect, can't miss, there's an element to that kind of trickles down that, yeah, the coaches are coming to see that kid, but they may also notice a couple of his teammates. With
Right.
some of the schools that maybe aren't winning at the kind of level or maybe don't have that big blue chip recruit to draw the coaches there, this isn't a matter of talent, just a simple matter of not getting noticed.
Correct.
And so what kind of as far as players who are unsigned, who are looking to get noticed, what can they expect? What can the athletes who go there expect to see on Saturday at the Houston Sports Park?
We're going to do just like the NFL shuttle. I mean, they're going to come in, they're going to get registered. We're going to have the O-line and the D-line working on skills and drills on one field, and we're going to have the skill kids, the wide receivers, DBs, linebackers, and quarterbacks, running backs, all testing the 40, the NFL shuttle, the 285, 185 bench, the vertical jump.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll test on those. And then we'll flip-flop. The skill guys will go do their football drills by position, and then the O-line, D-line will test. And then we end the whole thing with the 7-on-7. We break the kids into teams, and we're going to play 4 7-on-7 games at one time. And so the kids will get about 6 games in about an hour. It's a 10-minute game, running clock, and we just go from that and let the kids play. And the coaches love to see that, and the coaches love to see the offensive line and defensive line go one-on-one.
Absolutely. What kind of numbers are we, first of all, let me hit the reset button. We're talking to Philip Camp of the Greater Houston Senior Football Showcase here on DCTF Live. The website is ghsfs.org. That's ghsfs.org is where you can find more information. Get involved with the conversation here at hashtag DCTF Live. Coach, I want to ask you about the kind of maybe the numbers behind what you're expecting. Do you have any sort of ballpark numbers on the number of athletes, the number of coaches that we're going to see on Saturday?
Well, we just got we just sent the book to get published, mm-hmm. and it had 587 kids in it. Okay. But we're also going to, every year we have 70 to 85 to 100 walk-ups because the kids just didn't know about it or didn't find anything about it. And we're also going to have about a 10% no-show. Come on. I mean, we're in basketball playoff season. Baseball's getting ready to start. Track meets are starting. Powerlifting meets are going on. So we know that there's going to be a 10% no-show. So we're looking at, I would say, right at 425 to 475 kids. Mm-hmm. We've got 50 colleges signed up. Wow. And these guys have come we've got a couple of new ones. These guys come every year, and we're just, we're excited about it because it's going to give our kids a chance to go to school. I mean, the way we look at it is 1 in 4 kids get some type of an offer. Mm-hmm. And the most important thing about this is about grades. It's not about quote unquote football skills totally.
Sure.
I mean, we break it down that if you have a 3.0 GPA and 1,000 on the SAT, you have a red shirt. Mm-hmm. Now, most people see the red shirts and they think, well, this guy's not going to play this year. Those are the kids that have the high academic grades. Those are for the schools like Trinity mm-hmm. and Austin College and Howard Payne that they have to get, this way they don't have to go through the book and say, oh, wait, because we put every kid's name in the book, all their information, SAT, ACT scores, GPAs. This way they don't have to go through that and say, oh, well, great kid, but I can't get him into my school. Mm-hmm. So we went to the red shirt and the gray shirt deal. And it's worked out tremendously. I mean, Texas Lutheran took a bunch of kids the last 6 or 7 years, and, I mean, they've won 4 rings. So obviously it's working.
Absolutely. And, one thing you mentioned that I think might go overlooked, but you made a really interesting point that you said 50 schools are signed up and most of them are coming back. Let's put it this way. We talked to college coaches. If this was a waste of their time and they weren't seeing kids they were interested in, they wouldn't be coming back. You'd be searching. But it's clear that you guys are doing a good job of getting kids in front of coaches.
Well, and I appreciate that. But you know what? it's the high school coaches in this area that are helping out, and they're coming out and they're running the drills, and the ex NFL alumni. I mean, they're coming out and running drills too, and we're having fun. We have over 200 volunteers that come out every year and help with this. We have the Derek Dahl cheerleaders that come out, and most of the kids don't even remember who the Oilers were, but seeing the Derek Dahls for the older guys like us is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
But we last weekend we were in L.A. Coach Terry Donahue, UCLA, started one 5 years ago. So we just came back from L.A. and they had 650 kids in 63 colleges. And next weekend we're starting one in Miami with the Orange Bowl. And then the weekend after that, Charles Arbuckle, who played in the league and played for Coach Donahue, is having one in Charlotte, North Carolina. So now we've got 4 of these things across the United States.
It is spreading like wildfire, and kids, especially around the Houston area, can get involved. It is the 9th annual Greater Houston Senior Football Showcase. You can find more information at www.ghsfs.org or follow them on Twitter at SRFB Showcase. This is their founder, Philip Camp. Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations on all your success, and best of luck on Saturday. I know the event will go off without a hitch.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great day, and you get a chance, come on down.
Sounds like a plan.
Right.
There he goes.
All right.
Philip Camp, founder of the Greater Houston Senior Football Showcase. Cool deal. Cool deal down there.
It's a great deal.
50 schools going to be get a look at some of the best unsigned Texas kids in the state.
We get asked all the time.
How do I get? Yeah.
How do I get recruited? How do I get in? How do I get a chance?
Stuff like
I mean,
this.
this is they're handing it to you on a platter.
I
You got good grades. This is your chance.
You can get, if you can get there. It says I will say registration. Check-in for the showcase begins at 7 a.m. at the Houston Methodist Training Center next to Reliance Stadium, or I guess that's NRG Stadium now. But the website again, ghsfs.org for the 9th annual Greater Houston Senior Football Showcase going down Saturday at Houston Sports Park.